Hey everybody, this is like my fifth time trying to do this, so I'm just gonna whatever happens, I'm just gonna go with it. I wanted to give you an update that we lost a member of the Your Creative Push family. Nathan Carson passed away a few weeks ago. Nathan was on the show, episode 54, and again on episode 100. He was my first repeat guest. Which just shows how much somebody can affect you, how much one person, even over the internet, even after a 30-minute conversation, how you can become friends with somebody on the internet. And it's something that I've been really thinking about a lot recently. Nathan was a talented artist, and he was a very open and honest person. And he had a Periscope account that after Actually, he was on Periscope back in episode 54 while we were recording, and I got to go back and watch it later, which was really surreal. I remember he was getting spammed by this like corn gang that just sent all these corn emojis. So he was trying to like navigate like getting spammed on Periscope while still having a conversation with me. And he did so flawlessly. He was just such a eloquent speaker, a great writer, super talented artist, and just, as I said, an open soul. From that point on, I kept watching him on Periscope. Every time I would log on, he'd say, "Hey, Push." He called me Push, not Youngman, not Mike, not my real name. It was Push. I was Push. And he was trying to live the artist lifestyle. He was trying to grind it out, trying to do that street art hustle, and was always willing to answer every question that any of his followers asked him, was always super open and kind to everybody. I remember, got me through the whole Trump thing just by talking about how crazy it was. He was also interested in cryptocurrency. He had so many cool things to talk about. And back when I used to work nights, he would be waking up when I'd be going to bed, so that he would be like my tuck-in as he woke up for his day at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. That's when I'd be going to sleep. And it was always an interesting look into his life and into things going on. And it's so crazy because for the most open and honest person that I've ever met, you still don't know the pain that they might be going through. He had Crohn's disease, and he battled with depression, and he ended up taking his own life. And it's crazy. It's really sad. And it just shows how you never know what somebody's going through. You never know, even if they're super honest and super open and super vocal, you still don't know. And I've been wanting to get him back on for another episode to get to catch up with him, just to talk. I hadn't seen him on Periscope for a long time, and I guess I was just waiting for him to come back on Periscope, but you can't always count on that. And I do not know. I can't pretend to know what he was going through or know any kind of pains that he might have been going through or anything. But if we can learn anything, I just want everybody to know that I'm here for you if you want to talk. Even if I've never talked to you before, there's always somebody that you can talk to. And, I think creative people especially have difficulty sometimes communicating, as crazy as that is. We're good at communicating certain things, but not other things. So I think sometimes we have it harder because our brains work on different levels. And I just want you to know that I literally am here to talk if you ever want. Youngman@yourcreativepush.com. Just hit me an email and I will reply. There's always somebody in your life that is willing to talk, to help you. I'm not saying that that's going to fix problems or life situations, but there are solutions. There's always a way to figure that out. There is medicine, there is therapy, there is all kinds of things. And again, I can't pretend to know anybody else's pain or what you're going through. And how difficult each person's individual life can be, but there is always hope and there's always somebody to talk to. But also, I just wanted to convey how important you all are to me, how important every guest that's been on, how I literally think of you as family, as friends, every listener, everybody that's ever commented, anybody that's just listened, and all I know of you is just a number that you've listened and never communicated with me or anything like that. You all mean so much to me because you're all pursuing something. You're all trying to get through these resistances, to get through mental blocks, to get through any kind of struggle that you're going through in your life, and you're actively trying to do that. You're actively getting to your creative work. You're actively pursuing this creative dream, even if it's just something that you get to because it makes you happier for that short amount of time that you're able to get to it in your day. And when you share it out and when you communicate and when you make those connections online, those connections are so important. I was talking to my wife about, like, when Carrington Schaefer, who was also on the podcast, reached out to me and let me know that Nathan passed away. I don't know how long it would have taken me to figure it out if she hadn't, but I was so sad. I felt weird about it, like, because I've only had those few interactions with him. I never met him in real life. I've had, 2 episodes worth of conversations, plus, like I said, on, jumping in on Periscope and just peeking into this person's life, into his life, but how important he was to me. And I almost felt weird, like I shouldn't feel this sad, like, about it. And we just talked with Matthew Miller about how we have to, with social media, we have to come up with new virtues. So that we can take control of our attention and our brains as we kind of navigate this internet life. But also, I think it's really important that we realize how important some of these interactions are as well. Talking with somebody online or in the Facebook group, or having a conversation with somebody on Skype, or just liking each other's work or following somebody. Like, these things matter. Like, these things are really important. And that's why it's really important to not only respect each other's work and to give positive contributions to each other, helping each other out, but also being friends, being good people to one another, because these interactions really are very, very important. And you are all so important to me. You really are. And I love you all so much. I say at the end of every episode, and maybe it becomes words at some point, but especially today, I really mean it. I really love you. And I thank you, not just for listening, not just helping me get through my own creative journey, but for making art, for expressing yourself, for trying as hard as you can to pursue the things that you love. And I'm going to leave you with a clip from Nathan's first appearance on the podcast, where he reads a piece that he wrote. And I think it really captures his personality, and it's well written, but it also captures so much of what this podcast is all about. The feelings of what it means to be a creative person, the feelings of putting yourself out there on social media, and the feelings of pursuing that street art hustle. Rest in peace, Nate.
I've got this thing. You want me to read it?
Let's hear it. Yeah.
Here we go. There's music in everything, even defeat. Bukowski said that, or repeated it beautifully. The last few months have been the happiest of my life. A lot of that is because I just moved to New York. A lot of that has been my job. That's because a few months ago, I accidentally stumbled into a gig at the largest design firm in the world. Or maybe just the most prestigious. Or maybe just the best to work for. It has definitely been the best to work for. As I said, the last few months have been the happiest of my life. But I got laid off yesterday. Today I'm cleaning out my desk and moving on. The job was only supposed to last for 3 weeks. They called me in to help on some banner ads for Delta Airlines. I was starstruck. I got to work besides people whose portfolios I had admired for years. I knew I didn't deserve to be there, and I knew it wouldn't last. That's not false humility. I've worked at the top, and the people up there are incredible. I did my best. They extended the gig. Then they did it again. They were testing me, training me, seeing if I could take it. On Sunday night, I fucked up. It was bad enough to cost me my job. To be fair, it was never my job. Not really. I had been given a temporary freelance position set to detonate in 3 weeks. It just took longer to count down than originally expected. As the months wore on, I began to think, maybe I am good enough. Maybe all that hard work paid off. I started to see myself in a different light. Other people did too. It was really something. I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm telling you this because I want to balance the scales. Social media has allowed us to worm our way deeper into everyone's wonderful lives. But that's the problem. Everyone seems to be leading wonderful lives. Everyone but me. We post highlights, but rarely the low. Or if it's the low, it's in passing. The impetus comes from a good place. We don't want to bum people out, to flood their feeds with endless months of manageable depression. We know that everyone is already carrying more than they planned, but now this friendly gesture has become one more thing for us to carry, one more thing to make us feel inferior. So I'm posting this on the day I got let go, to let you know that life is not always wonderful, but that there is music in everything. I'm not saying things will work out in the end. Nothing does, not if you wait around long enough. But the bad things are not there to wake us up to the good. They are there because they force us to change. Change is always good. The universe is vast and full of mystery, and discovering those mysteries is one of the most important things a human can do. That's because we're almost the only things in the entire universe capable of doing so. But we wouldn't. Not without force. I would never have left this job. Never. They would have had to pry my satisfied corpse fingers off my ergonomic armrests with a crowbar to get me to leave. It's been that good. But now I get to change. Now I get to experience something new. That new thing will necessarily be worse than what came before it. I know because I'm from Colorado, and the best views are from the top of the mountain. So this path won't lead me to something better, but it will take me somewhere new. The secret to happiness is to enjoy the ride. Joy is the goal, not the effect of achieving it. I've got an interview at Ann Taylor after the holiday. I won't get the job. I'm not that good. I know because I've worked with people who are. But I will get to see where the magic happens, to put on my best clothes and sit anxiously in their waiting room, praying I don't have to Crohn's disease all over their ergonomic bathroom. But even if I do end up Crohn'sing all over their ergonomic bathroom, it will be a new experience and a great story, just like this one. Every day can be awesome if you look at it the right way. Happy Friendsgiving. Thanks for being a part of my journey.